Well, hello, my old house fans. Today is I think it's the 23rd of September, 2025, and I'm continuing to work on the porch. You may recall in a previous video where I had scraped the clapboards, and they've got a coat of primer on them. Working on the lower portion of the porch, the old concrete was cut up and hauled away, and the 1.5 foot of sand that was under the concrete has also been hauled out. And what I discovered was the courses of the brick that made up the little curtain wall around the front of the porch, they were in pretty sad shape, because some of them are original, the courses that were lower, but the upper courses were not original, and they were put in when the old porch had been ripped up and the sand had been put in, and then the concrete had been poured. So what we've done here, my nephew and myself, is we've put a series of blocks and screwed them to the sill, and then we've got a ledger board that's attached to the blocks with construction crews that go through 3 inches of 2x material and then into the sill 3 inches, 6-inch construction screws. So, and the reason for that is because the sill sits just a little inboard of the brick foundation. So there's like a little ledge that I had to overcome, and I've done that by using a series of blocks into the sill, and then the ledger board mounted to the series of blocks. So you can see here where I have mocked up a 2x8. That's going to be a joist, and there'll be many of them that will go along the length around the entire perimeter of the porch, and they will be topped by 2x4s, and then the decking will go on the 2x4s, which puts it just under the corner post there, or the corner boards there, by a fraction of an inch. So what we've done is we've knocked down the brick wall. This was like 7 or 8 courses, and now I'm down to about 3. And what we've discovered is there may be a footing underneath the entire length of this brick curtain wall, which would be good because I may not have to pour my own footings, and I'll have to do some excavating tomorrow to see how big the footer is, and I have to do some more probing with a steel rod to see if in fact that footing appears to be underneath the entire perimeter of the brick. You see I have my temporary supports holding up the roof. The roof has been painted its final color and its final coat, and I removed one of the old blocks that was underneath the filigreed steel column, and you can see there where the wood is not painted, that is the location of the original porch column, and it isn't square with the front and it isn't square with the corner. It's at an angle, so I have to decide how I'm going to do my columns, but that'll come in a little while. As I say, tomorrow I'm going to concentrate on taking down the remainder of the wall to the level that it needs to be taken down to, and then arranging the bricks. I had to consider the disposal of the bricks, and my nephew Davis came up with a good idea, and let's just put them underneath the porch. So that's what you see here. The bricks are lying on the soil, and I've left gaps in the bricks where the joists are going to go. So everything will be, or everything will have a gap. So the soil will not be in contact with the joists, the bricks will not be in contact with the joists, but it provides a means where I don't have to go and pay money to recycle the rubble, or to dump the rubble, because the concrete recycling place doesn't take brick, it only takes concrete. So one of the things, in addition to discovering that there may be a footer under this curtain wall, is that the 2x8 joist for the porch, when it's resting on this course of bricks, is about level. So what that means is I have to take a diamond wheel on my 4.5-inch angle grinder and probably notch out 3/4 of an inch down in the brick so that I can get a proper pitch from the house side to the lawn side, so that the decking sheds water properly. So I was hoping that that course of bricks was actually a little lower than it turns out to be, but not too much of a problem. You see that the 2x8 joist is cut a little shorter than the face of the brick, and so once it's the brick is notched out for each joist, then I will be putting a 2x8, which will be ripped to the proper dimension on the front of the joists, and that should give me the proper structure that I need. Again, pending a little further investigation on the footer that is under this curtain wall. And so again, tomorrow I'll do a little excavation. Hopefully that will suffice for the building inspector and the engineers, and if that's the case, that saves me the effort of having to dig out new footers and come up with some scheme whereby the joists are supported and the columns are supported. I dropped a plumb line from the face of the beam up there. It's going to take a second to focus. Let me see if I can move. There we go. So from the face of the beam, the perimeter of the porch, when I drop a plumb bob, it is in line with the face of the brick. So obviously the brick was meant to be the support for the columns for the porch roof. So that's why in the 8 places that I've probed this afternoon, there appears to be the footer under the brick, which is a good thing. And I'm going to do some excavating to make sure that it is satisfactory for the building inspector. I mean, this has been here for 122 years, and the roof is fine. When you may notice that I had to put a piece of hardy plank there at the bottom. That's the last clapboard on the side, the front, and the other side. You can see at the back where I'm still missing 2 courses of clapboard, but I'll get those done. But when I cut the clapboard from this corner post to the end, the inside corner post, and I did the same thing on the other side, they were the exact same measurement, within a 1/16 of an inch. So this house may have settled a little bit, but it hasn't settled much in 122 years. And I think after 122 years, it's not going to settle a whole lot more. So as you can see, the bricks are there, and they'll be under the porch for the rest of time. And I'll excavate under the brick to see if the footer is satisfactory for the building inspector, and if so, that'll be quite a savings in labor and money for me. So that's pretty much it for the porch. A lot of work, but it's going along well, and I'm hoping that the potential footer under the brick is sufficient because that'll make the progress on the framing of the porch go pretty quick. You know, I could do this in, if the footer passes muster with the inspector, then you know, I can frame up this porch in 2 days, and then it'll be ready for decking. So that's the situation here at my old house in Preston, Maryland on the, let's see, Saturday. Today's Tuesday, so Saturday was the 20th, Sunday 21, Monday, yes, today is the 23rd of September 2025, and we continue to work and make progress. So that's it for now. We'll see you in the next video.